Okay, testing the audio again. We're in creative right now. Testing the audio again. We're in creative right now. Testing the audio again. We're in creative right now. Our voice sounds robotic. And it's repeating. What's happening? Oh, I'm stupid. It's re-listening to the audio. I kept hearing it and I was like, what is that? It's oh, the goose. You're here. I was just in hardcore, but we're in creative right now. Sorry if you hear the audio 7 times. I was seeing if the audio was working, so I pulled my phone up to see if the audio was playing, and then it just kept going back and forth. It'll end eventually, trust me. It'll end. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on. My idiot brain was like, why do I keep hearing it repeatedly? It's because my phone was my phone was it was basically just going from my phone to the mic, out of my phone to the mic, out of my just repeated. That's good. I'm glad it's normal. It sounded robotic, but I think that was just it constantly repeating because it would degrade every time, I think. How's it going? What am I building today? It's up to you. I haven't picked one out yet. There's one comment that says Hogwarts, but I feel like that's a multi-day time. That's a lot of time. I can't build that in the hour I have. Maybe less. What should I build today? Midterms? Oof. That's rough. It's that time of year. That time's usually I don't know. For me, that time was always scary because I feel like the teachers hype it up on purpose. Like they're literally like, this will be the hardest test of your life on purpose. Or the hardest essay, they make it seem harder than it is just to mess with your brain. Because I'd always be nervous before tests and stuff like that, and then I'd get the test. It's like, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. And if they ever treat you like it's gonna be easy, that's when it is gonna be really difficult. It's all a mind game. Yeah, for me, I was always good at math, so I was never nervous about the math one. But when it came to well, college was weird because I don't remember even having many really big tests. I think I did in Spanish what I did horrible at college Spanish. In high school I did great. A plus Spanish 3 honors. But turns out I can't speak a lick of Spanish, and college really showed that to me. But the rest I think I did pretty well. Oh, it's a debate. I'm actually really good at debates. I was always good in English and math. English, I was always great in those two. But college is different. I don't remember even having an English class. I took like computer programming. Uh, what else? I took a Spanish. Um, I took all sorts of stuff. I was just playing around. I didn't even. I'll be honest. I didn't even get through all of college. I just took a bunch of classes I thought would be cool, and that's all I did. But for high school, history, I was always bad at history. So that's what I got when I first started English. It was things Well, we had one essay, how is social media affecting our lives or something? And I didn't have internet or a phone until like junior year of high school. So I didn't know it was affecting people's lives. So I was like, what? I can't write about this. I know nothing about this. Yeah, I hated essays where it's like they assume it it's they assume it's something you know about or something you care about, and you're like, I don't know what to write about. Oh, I just realized as oh, you still see this chat even if your stream is paused. I paused on my phone and the chat's still fine. Yeah, I hate essays like that. I kind of just learned to make up the best sounding thing, and that's how you get a good grade. Just look, feel what the teacher's wanting you to write, and write that. Don't write what you want to write. I know that's if a teacher heard that, they'd tell you that's horrible advice, but I got really good grades doing that. It's how it works. Teachers do not. I had one teacher super political, and I would always just write what I assumed she wanted us to write. And even if it was against what I believe or whatever it was, I was just like, I'll write on her side, and then I was gonna nay. Everyone who wrote against her got bad grades. Yeah, she was real bad about that. It wasn't about how good the writing was, it's about your political beliefs, and that's not how you should be writing. Yeah, that's why a Spanish. He wasn't actually teaching us. Every day we'd get in, he'd write sentences on the board. We'd rewrite them in, she, him, we, and then we'd watch the beginning of Coco. That was my Spanish class for like 4 months straight. And the test, he found tests on the internet or something, so it wasn't even things we learned. So he'd just find random tests on the internet and give it to him. Everyone would fail, and then would somehow get A's and B's, and we're like, he had curved the grade that bad. He curved the grade so bad it was a circle. I swear. I A plus to class that points wise, I got like if I looked at my test, I get like 40 to 50% right. And I'm like, this is an F. Why do I have an A plus? Yeah, it really is. He did that to everyone. It's because he didn't know how to teach. I don't know if he even knew Spanish, but he didn't teach. He got fired a few years later. They apparently a Spanish kid, someone who actually speaks Spanish, he was in his class and he's like, this guy is not even teaching us properly. Not only is he not teaching, what he's saying is wrong. And he went up to them and apparently they got him fired. They looked back at everything he's done. He wasn't teaching right. Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, oh, I can do my first year Spanish. I'm in Spanish 3 honors. And I couldn't do, I could do Spanish in college. The thing is, I lived in California. Knowing Spanish would have been very useful, but I don't know. I can't speak any Spanish. Exactly. Well, the school we went to, all them teachers really need to be reevaluated. I feel like I feel like they need to do higher evaluations for elementary school teachers and high school teachers. Our we had a math teacher. He didn't even teach. Our first day, all he talks about is his trip to Italy and then gives us 2 hours of homework from the textbook. It's like, what are you thinking? He didn't teach at all. He just gave us homework from the textbook. That's not, it ruins the whole point. I can pick a random page in the textbook and see what to do. I know they say they don't pay teachers enough, but some of these teachers are getting paid too much. What are you going to school for? I don't know if you have midterms. Are these high school midterms? I didn't ask. Ah, I figured because I think we talked before and you were in high school, but I didn't know if you had started college or something yet. Yeah, college is different. I feel like, well, my college was all online because it was during COVID, and honestly, I didn't even have a car at the time, so it worked for me. But it was all online, and tests weren't that. I feel like they put less effort into tests just because they know you can cheat because you're at home. It was more about the actual schoolwork than it was, a bunch of questions. Yeah, online school sucks. It does. Took engineering in high school, and the teacher, the original class, we all had the computers, and we had an online like 3D editor where we could make shapes and stuff and print them. He even had a 3D printer. If we made something really cool, he'd allow us to use a 3D printer. But we couldn't use those on the Chromebooks. The Chromebooks can't take a freaking 3D uh, editing software. Can't handle that. So we did nothing. Well, there was a whole year I did absolutely. We would literally log on. He'd talk to us 5 minutes, let us go, and that was the whole class. Stupid. A waste of everyone's time. And I liked. I really was getting into 3D modeling. I was having a lot of fun with that, but I never got to continue. I guess I could do it now, but I kind of do it right now. It's close enough. I just my shapes are limited. Yeah, online school sucks, and it's hard to learn. If you do have a good teacher, it's hard for them to show you things. I much prefer being there. It was a little nice because that's actually when I started making YouTube videos. Because honestly, I'm very good at school. School is something I'm usually very good at. So I do all my homework, and then I play Minecraft the rest of the day. It take like 2 hours. The Zoom is what ruined that. Because the first year, that's what it was. They sent you your homework, you did it, and then you had the rest of the day. But Zoom, they forced you to be at the meetings, and that sucked. It's kind of nice to be able to eat snacks during class, though. Just sit on your couch and eat snacks, but it's hard to learn, and you can't see your friends. I didn't see my friends for a long time. Yeah, procrastination for online school is just so much easier. I'm not a big procrastinator when it comes to that stuff. Things I dread, I'm like, I need to get this over with right now. Because it just bugs my mind for a long time. It's just hard to forget about. So I don't tend to procrastinate that stuff, but there's certain things I will procrastinate, like phone calls. I hate phone calls. So I almost always procrastinate if I need to make a phone call, which is bad. It's usually something important. Yeah, I hated not being able to see my friends. Especially for me, it was the last 2 years of high school. I basically missed 2 years of high school, which sucked. Because I couldn't drive till I was 19, so I couldn't go and see him. I was a bad driver. I had a hard time learning. Well, I didn't really have time to learn. My mom was my mom couldn't teach me, and then you gotta pay for them freaking courses. And there's no driver's ed in my high school. I don't know what states even have driver's ed anymore. You learned to drive at 6? Is that what you're saying? Oh, it's 6th grade. Sorry, I was lost. 6th grade was COVID for you. Jesus Christ, you're younger than me. Younger than me, but like, actually, that's not that much younger. I was like, I guess 10th for me. It'd be 4 years younger than me. You could just kept it. Yeah, I learned to drive when I was 6. What should I build? I haven't built anything yet. I'm just free roaming right now. Oh, you learned to drive at 8. Good job. Impressive. Oh, 6th grade online school. I never even thought about what happened to people in those grades. That that kind of sucks actually. That's when you're learning like your square roots and stuff. I feel like that's like right at the precipice where math starts to actually get hard and missing because you need all that stuff for years. You need freaking algebra for years. You need that's the stuff you actually like that continues on. It's stuff they assume you know already, so they don't teach it anymore. So if you actually miss that part, very advanced. I was very advanced. I switched schools in 8th grade, switched schools. My one school was I was in the very advanced math class, and the next school, their math was set up different. They were behind. So they put me in the easiest math class thinking that's where I was supposed to be. So that year was so easy. I was literally like 2 years ahead of these kids because their school was just so behind in like math and science wise. I don't know why their programs were so different. They're the years and they hadn't even learned their square roots yet. And I was like, how are we in the 8th grade and not know our square roots? It's weird. It's really strange. But I said I was learning things I learned years ago, and I was like, "What's going on here?" It turns out they just put me in the normal math class instead of I could have been in the advanced math class. I don't remember what mine was because we had like Common Core, and we had Algebra 2. Uh, Maybe I'm thinking of high school. Elementary was it was weird. I think that's when they were trying to introduce all this new math stuff and for me, and people were just getting confused. It was that time your parents were confused. They're like, I don't know what any of this means. What should I build? I should just look at a comment probably. I should find a comment on my channel. I don't feel like building Hogwarts. I don't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Let's see. Community. Uh, I got a W. I could make a W. Make Mount Everest. I feel like that's gonna take a while too. Hogwarts. Build this. Is that a island skull? Is that one of them? I can build that, I think. One of them. Because it's California school. I don't know if it's different per state math, but I think it is. It's different per. It seems to me it's different per uh, school system. If that makes sense. Because like I said, I switched counties and the whole program was different. They were behind. I did go to a charter school for quite a while. So maybe it's just the charter school is a different program than everyone else. And then when I switched, um, they were behind. Because I went to, yeah, I went to River Oaks. And then I went to Houston, which is a public school. So maybe that was it. You've only gone to charter schools. That's good. It's hard to get in one. The only reason I got in is because my uncle was a teacher there. So they put me ahead of the list. I guess the teachers get something like that. But there's a list for mine. I could make the black one. Someone did say build black. Oh. God of War. What should I could make something out of God of War. Charter schools are cool. Uh Honestly, I liked my charter school. I liked going. I didn't like the clothes because we had to wear certain uniforms. We had to wear certain colors, and they all had to be collared shirts. We couldn't wear shorts. I don't think it was like our pants had to be black or khakis, and our shirts had to be red, like maroon red, and like a navy blue, and that's all we could wear. That sucked. I remember we used to have to go to Goodwill and like we'd scout for like an hour to try to find shirts that actually fit the protocol. It was okay, but we could try to build this island, the Easter Island thing. I think that's what that thing is. Well, let me zoom in on it. But I think it's an Easter Island, like the see nine the museum, Easter Island head. Yeah, it's definitely the Easter Island head. The the nose would be hard though. I'd have to build it pretty big. Cause they got some weird noses. They got those long noses, the huge eyebrow. It's possible. We'll try. I need to find a way to just keep the picture up. Or else I'm gonna be lost. I remember them having us make an essay about the dress code. I had this exact same thing. I had to make an essay about dress code, but they never changed it. And then I got super excited because the high school for the charter school, well, it was a mixture of middle and high school, because it's like, yeah, I think it had sixth, seventh, and eighth, and then high school. So once I got to sixth grade, we got to wear green collared shirts, and I was excited. I was excited for a different collared shirt. It's crazy. Okay, we're gonna try to make the Easter Island head. but it'll have to be made of stone because, you know, it's an Easter Island skull. Or head. I keep saying skull. We might use some walls. Oh yeah, they don't have regular stone walls. We'll use that. Where should we build it? I want kind of. I feel like on this freaking over here somewhere would be nice. Um, maybe in the side of the building. Oh no, that's where I have the freaking dog meme. Maybe over here. That'd be a good spot. Okay. I wish I could summon a picture right now. That'd be real nice. Maybe I can. If I do that, no, YouTube doesn't stay up. I need to be able to see the chat. I know they have long noses. Start recording. Well, they have like huge eyebrows. Oh, I don't want to build at a diagonal. We're not building over here. I changed my mind. The build would have to be at a diagonal for that to look good. I'm not building at a diagonal. I'm not building a face at a diagonal. I could build a house out of a diagonal, but I cannot build a face. Okay. I'm really lost here. I'm gonna have to keep pulling the picture up. Okay. Let's use. Let's go to images. I kind of want just the head. Some of them have bodies. I'm used to seeing just the head. Okay. The nose is point. The head's actually pretty square, to be fair. The head's actually pretty square. That's gonna help me a little bit. It's like a rectangle. It's a little rounded, but it is a rectangle. Let's see. Return to background play. Stop. Diagonals are hard. For me, it's the roofs. The roofs are the hardest part. I always mess them up somehow. Because it's hard to put windows in. I always try to put windows in. If just the roof is fine, but when you're trying to add detail to it, I struggle. Trying to find a good picture. This one's a perfect picture, I think. Yeah, it's like a rectangle. It's a little rounded. The nose is its primary feature. Let's see what we can do. This time lapse is gonna be weird. Just minutes of me. Let's start with a pretty big rectangle. We want the nose in the middle. 5 by 5. We can work from the rectangle. It's got huge eyebrows, and then a nose that comes down. And it's the nose kind of like that, so we'll do that. Okay. I feel like the nose is too big. I feel it looks like the Cloudy and the Chance of the Meatballs guy. You know the. Under that here. And I think it's okay to round it out like that. No. Like that. Let's round it out like this. Yeah. You know his dad in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? It's giving that vibe for some reason. I'm not getting Easter Island Skull right now. Let's see. I'm missing something. The eyes go back a little bit more than the rest of the face. What am I missing? Why is it bad? I feel like the nose is too big. I think that's my problem. Maybe get some slabs.